You've saved all of the wildies in original Wasteland. Welcome back to more Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Last time, we fought Silly Dillo, but things went a bit awry after that, so we took a break to do some fishing. This time, we're ready to get back on track and explore the Redgar Forbidden Lands. So our next stage for real this time is Enter the Fiery Forbidden Lands. So, we didn't get very far into this world before I decided to just take a break to do some other stuff because of not having enough time to really fully dive into these next stages. But honestly, this is a pretty climactic area of the game. Again, very dramatic lava area for our final push towards the end game. In general, I kind of feel like this is a cool, like a lot of levels actually in this game, this is kind of a cool combination of like a standard, Kirby lava final area and a city. So we have all these destroyed pathways all around. It's very dramatic, but still very much adhering to a traditional like Kirby final area, like in a lot of the more recent games, but also adhering to the overall style that Forgotten Land has established so far. So again, I think this is actually a really cool way to do a final like lava world in a game. And again, this game has really strong theming where they do take elements of like the Forgotten Land concept and incorporate them into traditional level themes. So we defeated 2 Lookout Aloofis once again, and this time let's actually try to get the gems and not mess this up. Again, this is on a time limit because we have to get these on these falling platforms as meteors are crashing down around us. Later on, we should be able to do something with the meteors, but not quite yet, sadly. This should be the last gem. And yeah, at times, it's just easier to basically restart the level. If a lot of these at the very beginning, it's not necessarily worth playing through the whole stage because this is a game where you actually do have to play the entire stage over again if you miss something. That is one real downside to having so many collectibles, is having to redo the entire stage. So we might have wanted drill, now that I think about it. I think we do need drill, so whoops. I mean, we don't need it right away, so I guess it's fine. I mean, there's another drill right here, so no big loss. This game is generally really good about giving you the power-ups you need when you need them. And a lot of times, stages will have respawning enemies just to make sure you don't miss out on anything. So again, this game is pretty well designed to avoid having to, yeah, basically restart a level just to respawn an enemy and things like that. I just realized drill is still at level 1. We've never upgraded this, which kind of makes sense because, again, I'm not the biggest fan of drill. I do feel like drill, I feel like this is just my playstyle is too aggressive. Like, in general, I feel like I go for the more, like, offensively viable powers, and drill is a lot weaker. In terms of pure attack power, by the way, find the secret passage. You can actually see a treasure chest up here from the lower level, and I definitely saw the treasure chest, but had no idea how to actually get here. But that's how you get a capsule for it, so let's move on. I think we're good here. I remember 2 more Wildie locations. So I'm actually trying to remember how many Wildies are left in the stage. And as I was saying, drill is really great if you're trying to actually do a no-hit run because you can just bury yourself under the ground to stay safe. Like, as an example, these enemies are very strong, but we can just dig under them and deal damage. So it is viable in its own way, it's just my playstyle doesn't really match drill's strengths. So yeah, I do feel like this is actually one Kirby game where I feel like there is no, like, worst, like, there's no bad power. They're all fairly viable and strong in their own ways. It's just, again, a playstyle preference thing at a point. I'm a little bit worried that I missed a Waddle-Dee somewhere. So we have a little drill puzzle here. Okay, puzzle's not the right word. This is more like an obstacle course. We have to basically collect more of these gems. That's bad. On this falling spire of sorts. And we messed up. So let's actually head out and restart the room. At least with orange door puzzles, you can reset the room like this, so you don't permanently miss out and have to redo the entire stage. Nothing in this game is particularly missable in all fairness, it's just a matter of, it can be a little bit annoying having to restart an entire stage because of like a very short time window to actually collect something. Speaking of which, we'll be seeing that very soon in this level. I'm a little bit concerned about that, actually. I feel like at this point in the game, as these stages are getting a lot tougher, I have this, like, feeling of, please be the next Waddle-Dee, please tell me I didn't miss anything. Oh, we had 2. I thought we only had 1. I forgot we found 2, so yeah, we're on track, as long as we can pull off something a little bit scary in this next area. It's not that difficult, but I'm a little concerned anyway. Alright, so we are water balloon Kirby now, so we can extinguish the lava, but we have a little bit of a challenge here. We have to break these before they land in order to, one, keep things from falling, which is very helpful, but it's also part of a mission. So now we have 4 up there that we have to quickly get over to, and frankly, speed as a water balloon isn't great. So yeah, this feels a little bit scary. It's actually not that bad in all honesty. Use water to destroy 7 falling lava balls, so we're good to go there. And we also saved the Waddle-Dee because that would have knocked down this platform otherwise. So let's see, we found the secret passage, and we destroyed all the lava, and we defeated all the lookouts. We found all the Waddle-Dees. So I think we're actually good to go. We actually would have had time to do this stage a second time last time, but I actually forgot how short this stage was. Cone Mouth Kirby. Kirby gained the mysterious mouthful mode ability after he flew through that vortex. Now he can stuff an entire cone into his mouth. Use your pointy head to jab below you and burst open cracks in the ground or on pipes. You're out of control, Kirby. Scissor Lift. Toy Hammer. Sure, this may be the cutest bonk to ever bonk a bonk, but this is no plaything. It has rapid, continuous attacks with enough power to hammer stakes and crush enemies. A Woofy. A common beast that can be found all over the New World. They're pretty cute, but they have a dangerous wild side. They'll growl and jump at anyone who crosses them. A whole bunch of these critters attack the Waddle-Dees. Funny, you'd think they'd get along. Next up is Conquer the Inferno Road. So we have a little spire of sorts, or at least a pathway that's kind of moving upwards around this like tower. Lots of lava, lots of cannons, and no water to put out any of this. We're still also using Chakram Cutter, but that's fine. Still 2 of the beast's meaty meals, so we have to keep an eye out for 1 more of those. I think I know where it is. I hope I know where it is. By the way, something I actually haven't really gone over is you can actually select which ability you want at Wildy's weapons shop. So if you upgrade an ability to unlock it for reasons like unlocking a particular treasure road, you can revert to the previous one if I'm not mistaken, and like basically set that to be the default whenever you get a hammer power. So for example, I might actually do that in this case because I like Chakram Cutter better than Buzzsaw Cutter, hence why I haven't actually upgraded a lot of abilities yet. In general, I've only upgraded the ones I most use and find most helpful, or ones that are for missions, like the hammer. Again, the Toy Hammer I do like because it's faster, even though it's weaker. Time Crash is another one that doesn't come up very often because, let's be honest, Crash doesn't come up very often. But we actually do need Crash. Literally right now, we need Crash for something. So let's climb up here. I think I'm missing something, but we'll... Actually, no, it's right over here. We are totally fine. We have a capsule here and a ladder going up. So let's climb this, collect the other meaty meal, as the game calls it, and we're good to go in terms of our first mission here. For our second mission, we need Crash. Preferably Time Crash will make your life a lot easier. So unleash it, and basically run into Wild Frosty to deal damage very quickly, and use Crash to defeat Wild Frosty. I think you can do that with regular Crash. What you might want to do is just temporarily drop the power, inhale the Arufis, and then use them as stars to deal a little bit of damage to Wild Frosty, and then finish off Wild Frosty with Crash once his health is at a certain point. I think that's how you want to go about the mission if you didn't upgrade it. But yeah, with Time Crash, it's actually really easy. I remember the stage, and I am very, very worried. There's something I was sort of dreading that's in this stage, and it could go really well, or it could go really badly. Time will tell which it is. Let's drop down here first of all to save our second Wildy of the stage. Cool. I feel like I lose track. Like, I often just cannot keep track of how many Wildies I've actually saved. There's a very scary capsule here. Drop down, fly, and then quickly float up to solid ground again. I don't know how this works. You'd think fire would melt ice, and yet we can actually skate across lava, no problem, to get through here. That's a long bar Gordo right there. I think that's like one of the longest ones we've seen so far, if I'm remembering right. I also feel like if you stop, you might take damage, just because you're not actively skating. Like, you know, if you're standing, you're not generating ice, so you probably will take damage, so you want to be a little bit careful. Quickly make your way across this bridge, inhale the cone again, and make your way across. Because there is a breakable floor here, and this is going to be interesting. We have a very difficult Waddle Dee to rescue. This is basically a crash course, a very late, not really a crash course, it's more like a test of if you figured everything out. This is basically a skill check of every mouth or mode transformation. So we went from Dome Mouth to Storage Mouth. Now we're moving on to Scissor Lift. Reminder, you can only attack from below, like that. Wow, that was easier than I thought. I don't know what I did wrong. I think I was messing up the Storage Mouth, because again, I feel like you have to like move the control stick like in a circle to move it faster. I was just tapping down basically, and that was not working, or holding down, and that was way slower. So yeah, just kind of rotate. That seems way more efficient. Alright, so that was way easier than I expected, so I guess we're ready to move on. At the very least, that is an orange door, so if you do have to try that again, it's not that big of a deal. You don't have to like redo the entire stage over again. Like, you don't have one chance at it, and that's it. So it's a little bit more generous than it could have been. Again, in general, there are a couple places where you will end up having to restart a level if you mess something up, but for the most part, I feel like Kirby games in general put the most challenging collectibles behind orange doors, where you do have more than one chance. So, what's the last mission? Because we found 2 of the missions, and we've also rescued most of the wildies. The last mission should be in this area. We can use Ranger, or any variant of Ranger, to knock down these cannons. I don't know if these cannons have a name. I know these smaller cannons are Shotzos, but I don't know what the bigger cannons are called. We have another damaged sign, so let's turn into Ringmouth Kirby. And this ties into our final mission of the stage. We have a ton of windmills, and we have to activate all of them. Which, in some cases like this, is a little counterintuitive, because it's making the platform rotate in a way that is actually kind of going to mess us up. So yeah, definitely, it'll make your life more difficult if you actually activate the fans, but it is part of a mission, so make sure to do that. There's also, I think, a fan hidden over here. First things first, we actually want to break all these so we have a clear shot at the fan. And that should reveal a Waddle Dee? Yep, that should be our last Waddle Dee. So if you're going for the Waddle Dees, you'll want to do this anyway, but even then, you only have to activate like 2 fans, and you can skip one. And please tell me I got all of them, because I can't go back from here. If you actually drop down into the boat without the ring mouth, one will actually appear on the boat, so you won't be like stuck. They did think of that in case like you did skip over all that. Yeah, they will put a ring on the boat, so you cannot possibly get soft locked here. Again, there's a lot of really good design choices to make it less difficult to soft lock in a way that I'm actually really impressed by, because while it's fairly straightforward, it is actually kind of good planning for a first 3D game to be so like soft lock proof, if that makes sense. So there's our final Waddle Dee of the stage. We should have a couple more fans though. So let's actually find those. There's one here. This is actually kind of awkward because we have to face away from it, because we're technically pointed backwards because we're using the boat. Make all the windmill switches spin. So from here, what we want to do is go over to land again, and we still have Ranger, so that's actually good. So we have the goal, but we don't want to finish the stage yet, because there's actually a target moving around that pillar, which will reveal another blueprint. You got the Space Ranger blueprint. Now you can evolve the Ranger ability. Take it to Wildy's weapons shop. This might seem like a really small thing to be proud of. I'm actually really glad I got that first try, because in my first playthrough, I missed the target like constantly, and I don't know how. And with that, we have completed another stage. Yeah, so far so good. Much better than last time, where we definitely struggled a lot. Sir Kibble. Race car. Vending mouth Kirby. Kirby gained the mysterious mouthful mode ability after he flew through that vortex. Now he can stuff an entire vending machine into his mouth. Fire soda cans forward to attack enemies and blast through barriers. Your ammo is limited, so keep an eye out for any cans that can be picked back up. This next level is actually a bit of a doozy. So I think we'll worry about this next time. There's some very intricate things about this stage, and I want to make sure to take my time to show off everything that I can. So actually, let's head over to Wild E Town. The Ranger ability can now be evolved. Pay a visit to Wild E's weapons shop. We have one more main minigame to go, and oh boy, it is a doozy of a minigame. All the way over here. Step right up, get your hands on the latest, greatest game in town, Tilt and Roll Kirby. Come and try it out sometime, Kirby. Just stand in front of the game at my booth, then press A to play. Roll around to reach the goal. Tilt the controller to guide the balls to the goal markers. If you successfully reach each goal, you'll win a reward. Try harder difficulties to win greater rewards. The best advice I can give is that Y resets your tilt position. Make sure to keep that in mind. So this one costs 1 star coin to play, and is actually really easy. Also, this game, I haven't really talked about it, but this game has really good HD rumble. This is a great example of this game actually having really good HD rumble. There's a shorter path, but we'll take the safer route. Alright, a clear time of 1581, and a reward is 30 star coins. You cleared Tilt and Roll Kirby. You're pretty good at this game, Kirby. I've added a new difficulty for you. Give it a try. Alright, so time for round 2. Yet again, this costs 1 star coin to play, but now we have 2 Kirbys to roll through here. This isn't too bad, but this ending part is actually a little bit tricky, trying to navigate both of them into the goal. 1349, that was actually faster than the previous stage, for a reward of 40 star coins. You cleared Tilt and Roll Kirby, 2 star. You're pretty good at this game, Kirby. I've added a new difficulty for you. Give it a try. And things definitely heat up here for our 3 star course. Still 1 star coin to play. This is definitely where you want to keep in mind that you can actually reset the tilt, because that'll actually save you at times. If you want to go fast, actually resetting to a neutral position will be very helpful. We also have these little barriers to keep us from flying all around, so that's kind of nice. I'm taking my time here. 2025. So we cleared all 3 of the regular courses. Note that I said regular courses. You cleared all of Tilt and Roll Kirby. Well done, Kirby. You've cleared every difficulty of my game. I knew you would. That's why I've been preparing a special challenge just for you. It's the ultimate test of skill. I call it Tilt and Roll Kirby Extra Hard. It's all set up, so just approach the booth and press A to play the new difficulty. You can switch back to the easier modes by pressing X on the selection screen. Oh, and I have one more surprise for you. Here's a special figure as a reward for unlocking the extra hard difficulty. Way to wobble. Game Shop Waddle Dee. Step right up, step right up. This Waddle Dee runs the town's favorite game, Tilt and Roll Kirby. The other Waddle Dees love to play his game. In fact, they wouldn't stop asking him for more. That might explain why he added the daunting extra hard difficulty. In addition to a higher cost of entry, 5 coins instead of 1 coin, there are Gordos, no walls, and a special clear time of 30 seconds. Each of the stages has a 3-star variant, and you will get 3 rare stones if you clear them all. This is not required for 100%, thank goodness. I'm gonna give it a couple tries, specifically stage 3, but I am not making any guarantees that I'll actually finish this. Watch me finish this first try, just because I'm doubting myself. Yeah, the Gordos definitely make this a lot tougher. Yeah, I knew as soon as I was like, yeah, watch me get this first try. That was just me jinxing myself really hardcore. Also, the faster music does not help. We have 7,000 star coins, we can give it a few tries. Definitely not being as careful as I should be. But yeah, this is optional, just if you enjoyed the main minigame, you can try again with some extra challenge. Wow, I actually got the faster route. Yeah, I think since this is not required for 100% and will just give you rare stones, yeah, definitely don't feel bad if you can't get through this. This is actually really tough. I almost feel like it would be easier if you didn't have gyro. Like if you used traditional controls, you'd have a little bit more like nuance to each movement in a way that would actually make this easier, but there is no option to not use gyro. So yeah, again, since this will just give you rare stones and not give you any like percentage for completion, I am fine with not doing this on screen because we may be here for a while if I actually try to go for this. But yeah, there are 3 more difficulty, or there is another difficulty for all 3 stages. Again, similar gimmicks of Gordos and lacking walls that were there in the original. But again, since that's not required, I'm fine with skipping over that for now. Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of the way finally, let's head over to the world map. And next time, we'll be continuing our adventure through the Redgar Forbidden Lands. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Kirby and the Forgotten Land.